Why does it feel almost impossible to focus anymore? Why does modern life feel spiritually fragmented, mentally restless, and psychologically exhausted, even when we are physically doing almost nothing? Most people blame themselves. They think they lack discipline, motivation, willpower. But perhaps the deeper problem is that modern technology has learned how to weaponize the most primal force inside the human psyche itself. And nearly 2 centuries ago, Arthur Schopenhauer described exactly what that force was. He called it the will, not willpower in the motivational sense, but a blind, insatiable metaphysical force underlying all human behavior. A constant striving, a perpetual hunger, an endless movement toward stimulation, desire, distraction, consumption, and escape. According to Schopenhauer, human beings are not primarily rational creatures. Beneath conscious thought exists a deeper force pulling consciousness endlessly outward into craving. And perhaps nowhere has this become more visible than the algorithmic architecture of modern digital life. By 2026, recommendation systems are no longer simple content filters. They are predictive psychological architectures designed to study, stimulate, and exploit human attention with frightening precision. Every pause, every emotional reaction, every unconscious impulse, every moment of loneliness, boredom, insecurity, or curiosity. The system absorbs them all, and the algorithm does not merely respond to desire. It amplifies it. It feeds the restless machinery of the will continuously. This is why endless scrolling feels simultaneously stimulating and spiritually empty, because the will can never actually be satisfied. Schopenhauer believed desire itself is the root of suffering. The moment one craving is fulfilled, another immediately emerges. And when desire temporarily disappears, boredom rushes in to replace it. Modern digital life perfectly mirrors this cycle. Stimulation, consumption, temporary satisfaction, emptiness, restlessness. Repeat. The algorithm has industrialized human craving itself, and the result is fragmentation of consciousness. People no longer experience sustained attention. The nervous system becomes trapped in perpetual anticipation. The mind loses contact with silence. This is why modern burnout feels so strange. People are mentally exhausted without having created, built, contemplated, or experienced anything meaningful. Because exhaustion is no longer purely physical. It is spiritual and attentional exhaustion. The psyche is being overstimulated continuously while remaining internally unfulfilled. Ancient mystics often warned that consciousness becomes weak when constantly pulled outward into distraction and sensation. And perhaps the modern digital world represents the most advanced distraction architecture ever created. Attention itself has become a commodity. Human focus is harvested like psychic energy. And the terrifying part is that most people never fully notice the process happening because the will operates beneath conscious awareness itself. This is where Schopenhauer becomes deeply relevant to the modern world, because he argued that freedom does not come from fulfilling desire endlessly, but from understanding the mechanism of desire itself. The first step toward reclaiming focus is observing the impulse before action occurs. The moment before the hand reaches for the phone, the second before the thumb refreshes the feed, the instant before consciousness automatically seeks stimulation to escape silence. Most people identify completely with these impulses. They say, I want this. I need stimulation. I'm bored. But Schopenhauer would argue something very different. The craving is not your identity. It is the movement of the will operating through you. And the moment awareness observes the impulse instead of automatically obeying it, a separation begins forming between consciousness and compulsion. This is the beginning of sovereignty. Modern culture encourages immediate gratification constantly. Instant entertainment, instant emotional regulation, instant stimulation, instant escape from discomfort. But Schopenhauer believed endless stimulation strengthens suffering. Because it strengthens attachment to the restless machinery of desire itself. And this is where his philosophy becomes almost ascetic. Because the solution is not more stimulation, it is controlled deprivation, intentional stillness, intentional friction against compulsive desire. In a modern context, this becomes a form of digital asceticism, deliberately starving the algorithmic loop, allowing silence to exist without immediately filling it, allowing boredom to surface without anesthetizing it through stimulation, training the nervous system to tolerate stillness again. At first, this feels deeply uncomfortable, because boredom exposes the raw movement of the will directly. The restless hunger surfaces immediately. The psyche begins desperately searching for escape. But perhaps this discomfort is actually the first stage of reclaiming consciousness itself. Because the intellect slowly stops functioning as a servant to compulsive stimulation, awareness regains authority over impulse. And this is why deep focus now feels almost mystical. Because sustained concentration has become rare in the modern world. Most people exist inside fragmented states of partial attention. Their consciousness is divided across algorithms, anxieties, notifications, entertainment loops, advertisements, and endless informational noise. But when the mind becomes still enough to resist compulsive stimulation, something strange happens. Perception sharpens, thought deepens. Time slows psychologically, creativity intensifies, the nervous system stabilizes, and the individual begins experiencing reality directly again instead of through continuous algorithmic mediation. This creates a profound form of power in the modern world. Because concentrated consciousness becomes difficult to manipulate, the fragmented mind becomes predictable, reactive, controllable, but internally disciplined awareness becomes sovereign. And perhaps this is the real psychological battle of the modern era. Not man versus machine, but consciousness versus compulsive desire. Because the more the external world learns how to manipulate the will, the more valuable inner discipline becomes. And perhaps true freedom begins the moment consciousness stops obeying every impulse demanding attention. Not because desire disappears, but because awareness finally stops identifying with it completely. The algorithm promises infinite stimulation, but peace may only emerge when consciousness reclaims sovereignty over the restless forces pulling it endlessly outward. And in an age designed to fragment the psyche continuously, the ability to remain internally still may become one of the rarest forms of spiritual power left. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.